Hi Aquarius, welcome to your annual 2024-25 Astrology Horoscope forecast. Welcome to my channel. It's a transitional year, Aquarians. We're moving from the earth and water energies and we're moving into fire and air frequencies. And you're one of the air frequencies, Aquarians. And this, in any case, for you is beginning of uh, the most transformative 2 decades. We have Pluto. I am going to be focusing on slow moving planets. So I'm going to be looking at Pluto and Jupiter. I have spoken at great length on Pluto. I'm going to be linking up a video for you, what all that Pluto is all about and why is it that we should not be ignoring the dwarf planet. Now, Pluto has been there in Capricorn for the last 20 years and it is now moved or rolled into your sign Aquarius, where it is going to be there for the next 2 decades. It is really like I think it's the biggest thing in astrology that has happened in a long, long time. So, this is also the house of self, but importantly, Pluto is the god of underworld. It rules our deep psychological patterns. It tends to bring out everything from deep underneath and it brings it up for inspection and it demands transformation. Because it's a 20 long year transit, it's gradual, it's slow, it can be extremely painful, but it can also be very transformative. The fabulous thing about the Plutonian energy is that you need to be willing to work with the energy. You need to be willing to transform. You need to be willing to change your perspective as to how it is that you look at certain things. Um, at times, and I think for you specifically, Aquarians, that should not be a problem because you are somebody, or as even a zodiac sign, it's a very collective energy that you have. You're not the kind of zodiac that tends to focus primarily on the self. Their energy is all for we. It's collective consciousness. It's together. You're always thinking more about your friends or your people who are around you. You're thinking more about expanding the mind. You're about knowledge. Yes, there are eccentricities that Aquarians are accused of, but I think they are one of the most fabulous people who are not just super fun, but are super intelligent, and they're one of the kindest people, at least I personally know of, are Aquarians. So Aquarians, with this entire shift, Plutonian shift happening for you, I think a lot of things, because it's in your own house of self, a lot of your own psychological patterns will come up for inspection. It can be that you may have got used to, again, depending as to how old you are when the transit is happening for you, because during our entire lifespan, it's only once that we may experience Pluto in our own house. So I think power struggles and control issues will become more apparent to you now if you have been manipulated all along, or if you have been the one who is the peacemaker, or if you are the one who has sort of maintained peace or held your peace, or has been sort of kept on a side because you do not get into confrontation. This is a time where Pluto will bring about power struggles and control issues virtually in any area of your life. And it can make you quite relentless and intense, and anger could be a bit of an issue during this time. It can also be that you could come across as somebody who's very serious, very brooding and dark, and also your mind will tend to go towards the darker side uh, of your mind or darker issues. This transit can literally reshape your self-image, Aquarians, if you're willing to have the courage and be brave and look at things that need to get transformed in your life. So the changes inside of you, they're magnificent and they spill out of you through different mannerism. They can be a new look, a brand new way of presenting yourself to people. And for a lot of you, life is what you make it is pretty much, going to be your personal mantra. A lot of you are going to be, um, it's literally coming into your own. You're finally feeling comfortable in your skin. You will be saying things, not that otherwise, Aquarius, you shy away from speaking the truth. But I think this is a time where, if things or people have held you back from being who you really are, then this is the time where you will be standing up for yourself. Superficial attitudes or manners of self expression are no longer going to be, things that are going to be attracting you. You will, however, need to resist the urge to control your life, and how it is that you come across, or how it is that you're behaving. I think for a lot of you, if you have been in situations where things have not been very good, if there has been a lot of toxicity, or if it has been where you have been manipulated all along, there will be enough and more situations that will be brought up to you where you will be able to literally trace back, and you'll be able to see, that you're really not the crazy one, or you were not imagining all of that. And it will almost force you to sort of stand up for yourself. It can be an uncomfortable process, because at times, we feel that we deserve the kind of treatment that is especially met out by our closest partners. Could be your spouse, could be people around you, could be your family. And, your mind at times, when there is sheer lack of support, unfortunately, we literally feel that we deserve the treatment that is being meted out to us, that we are supposed to be in bad relationships, in bad marriages, in unsupportive surroundings, just because no one is supporting us. And also for you, this is a time where you need to be tapping into your own inner power, and how you handle it is going to make all the difference in the quality of your experiences right now. Extremely important not to really get psyched during this time. I think for a lot of you, fabulous time for getting some therapy. If life in any case, or if situations have been getting little overwhelming for you, good time to be speaking with a confident. I would still urge you to see a professional counselor to try and sort through things. If you are still feeling very unsure of yourself, or if you're feeling very unsupported, it's a fabulous time to be doing it. This entire Plutonian transit, because it's there for 20 years, it's not going to be going away soon. So while it is a time of self transformation and self empowerment, it's a very, very slow moving process, and also a very lengthy one. So while the new one is emerging, you ensure that you have someone who can sort of hold your hand. And I don't mean to scare you by this. There's nothing that disastrous is going to happen. It's just that a lot of you may need the courage to stand up for yourself, and to be able to see the truth and voice the truth. It may be that you have all along known, the toxicity that surrounds you, or maybe the way that you have being manipulated. But and in certain cases, I think for a lot of you, there would be a sense of resignation, that you've made peace with it and said, I'll pick my battles, and I would rather be in this situation rather than face the unknown. But for some of you, it will be a time where you will get more uh, obsessed, or you could get more intense about things that have happened, and you would want to confront, you would want to sort of stand up or voice, or bring it all out in the open. This is the Pluto transit is also gets very intense if you have, say, a Saturn or a Uranus, which is there near the specific in your house of self, and then it could get quite potent. And try not to get overpowered with feelings of whether they are rejection or unfounded fears. And this is also a time wherein that uh, don't sort of dig too much into the past things. Lot of Sort of let the sleeping dogs lie. Try to avoid getting your back up in viewing life as a battleground. Don't, things which have gone and done and over with and you've dealt with, try not to sort of rake them up and make them into fresh wounds. I can go on and on about Pluto, and I will be linking up the video for you so you can go, and I think it's worth your while, especially for you Aquarians, to really understand and know that how potent this dwarf planet can be. Um, I'm just going to summarize as to how it is that you can survive the Plutonian transit. This transit is going to be giving you more control over your life and over your own power. You just need to um, watch your temper a little bit, so that you're not having these constant meltdowns. And also, it's a great time for you to be transforming yourself for the better in a very deep and a profound way. This is also a time, you can look at things which you really need to change about yourself, or your life or your work, and making those changes, or maybe doing a course correction right now. But it will require work, and that's the Plutonian thing. You need to work along with the energy. It's not going to be going on its own. You may need to sort of work harder at staying optimistic during this time, but if you're doing things right, and you're really working on changing, it can that can make it easier as well. The second transit we have is Jupiter, that is going to be moving into your love, romance, creativity, and children. And I think this is resonating with Pluto in your own house. So this is really, really lovely, because I think wherein that you could be struggling with Pluto creating all of that chaos for you, you will have your fair share of love, romance, creativity, and even children could be a source of great joy for a lot of you. You will find that your creative projects, they're faring well. They're possibly even bringing, you're getting some recognition or some reward. Love and romance may enter your life during this time, and you can expect a lot of good humor, warmth, and engagements. For those of you who are single, this is the time that you could meet that special person. It's quite likely, and it's may not end in a marriage, really. I mean, if you're really looking for marriage, but it could be somebody with whom you can really connect and get along well with. This is also a time that you will feel that you're quite free of the responsibilities, and it could allow you to sort of let your hair down and have a good time. For those of you who invest in stocks and other speculative matters, this is also a good time, where you could earn good profits. Healthy risks are likely to pay off as well, but do be careful about being overconfident in speculative investments. Jupiter tends to do that. Is a benefactor, just can increase your sense of risk taking. For those of you who have children, the relationship with your children could be especially fulfilling during this time. And for those of you who are looking at having babies, I think this is also would be a good year for you as well. It's a fabulous time to be taking vacation if you've forever been wanting to take one. Those of you who are who have artistic or athletic talent, it can be especially prolific and a prosperous year for you. Aquarians, your creativity and social life is going to be stimulated, and there could be plenty of opportunities that you find. I think it's a fabulous time for musicians, writers, artists, sports people, wherein that you'll really be able to hone your skill and find great satisfaction out of it. Uh, there is also, I think this is Jupiter over here, and with Pluto entering, it could give you that respite of being lighthearted, of being, looking at life with a little bit of humor. Mercury retrogrades are there in April, August, and November in the fire houses. For you, they are there in your house of communication, they are there in your house of marriage, and they are there in your house of groups of people. So you are being asked, I think, a lot of focus on communication. Be very careful. Don't let your anger get the better of you, Aquarians. Try and sort of, whether it is doing your meditation, or whether it is, exercising, though I think there is nothing better than to have a calm mind and to get out and exercise and work out and let that physical energy sort of break. So watch out for your communication, step back, and look at the area where you live, the community where you stay. Try not to sort of set the bar too high. Also, as far as your marriage and your business partnerships are concerned, it would be time to be sort of pausing. You may feel unsupported during this time. A lot of you may be, some of you may be having unrealistic expectations as well. And it's a time really to reflect. That's what Mercury retrogrades come for, or I would say retrogrades in general. It's a time where we are encouraged to step back and pause and look at our lives for the decisions that we have taken, to course correct, to maybe redo certain things that need to get done better, to be tweaking our future plans, so to speak. And of course, in your house of groups of friends, people whom you consider your tribe, a retrograde over there as well will speak about, the sifting of friendship, sifting from wheat from the chaff. So try and be careful, try and be reflective, try and be courageous, and take a pause, slow down, and try and sort of not have unnecessary paranoia around these houses. The second set of eclipses come mid-year on September 18th. We have a lunar eclipse that is there in your house of earned income and self-worth. And October we have a solar eclipse which is there in your house of long distance travel and spirituality. So mid-September you will find that either a financial resources drying up for you. Maybe for some of you, maybe a project is finished, and you could be feeling quite emotional as far as finances are concerned. And I think for a lot of you, it could, you could also be suffering from low self-esteem and a sense of self-worth. You could generally be feeling quite unworthy during this time. So please watch out. Like I said, do not hesitate to seek a professional therapist. You don't have to be, something does not have to be like crazily wrong with you in your head just because you need a therapist. I think it's a fabulous, fabulous opportunity, an option that you can speak with somebody freely in a safe, confidential environment, and someone who can hold your hand and tell you professionally as to how it is that you can deal with it. At times we feel we know all the answers, but it's often I think really helpful to have someone tell you professionally and without you worrying about where the conversation is going to fly. October solar eclipse, this speaks about an opportunity for long distance travel. It speaks about deepening your spirituality, widening your mind, looking at other maybe ways to, or options, opportunities will come up where you are dealing with people from different countries, cultures, and you're understanding as to how it is that they live. Some of you could be upskilling yourself. Some of you could be even traveling out of the country, and you could be going for higher studies. December the 6th, we close the year with Mars, which will go retrograde in your house of marriage. And it is there till about February 2025. Now, this is a time where, you will find, again, reflection about your closest partnerships, your marriage, and it's a time to be pausing and looking as to what is it that can, you can do better. Or again, because it's about power control, it's about watching what you speak, how you say, what you say. All of that is going to be there for reflection. It is there for contemplation. It is there to redo if something that you feel was not given to you or done for you. Maybe this is the time that you sort of review it and you look at it and try and be dispassionate, Aquarians. Even though I think as a zodiac you are not somebody who sort of gets completely flooded with emotions like a Scorpio does, but I think you can be quite detached where emotions are concerned. So, but still over here with the Mars retrograde in your house of partnerships, try and be a little dispassionate and see the role that you have had to play over here, and how it is that you can redo certain decisions, how it is that you can maybe revise something, recreate something as far as the relationship is concerned. It can also be during this time that someone from the past comes over here, maybe some friends who are like family, and you could be meeting up with them. So things are coming up on the surface, Aquarians, and for you, I think it's really a biggie because it's literally a start of a new era for you. And I think, even though we can't really be prepared for it, I mean, I don't know how you can be prepared for, I don't want to say chaos, but, things which can be a little surprising and unsettling in our lives. But I do think that it's important to work on our inner selves so that we are strong enough to deal with what life gives us, so that we don't sort of get disintegrated under it. So try and ensure that you are working on yourself, on your inner self. Have that confidence. Surround yourself with good friends, with people who have your support, who have your back. Try and also surround yourself with your family. I think it's extremely important that you stay, that they are the ones who are your cheerleaders, who like rally up around you. So try and also, stay connected, Aquarians. I think this is the time where, or the beginning of the stage where you are going to be needing a lot of hand holding as well. So try not to isolate yourself and say, I can manage this on my own. And again, it's not something disastrous or something. It could just be a little uncomfortable. New things normally are. But once we get used to working with a certain energy, you'll just have to put a little bit more effort to watch what you're saying, minding your temper, maybe doing something about it. And also, I think very importantly, stand up for yourself. Very, very important. Please have that courage. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Aquarians. I'll see you again soon, hopefully. And thank you so much for